Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host, Frank the Vamp, and we're going to do a movie that I recently watched, which I was pleasantly surprised. And the movie is Deliver Us from Evil. So, Deliver Us from Evil is a 2014 movie directed by Scar Derrickson, starring the great Eric Bana and the talented Edgar Ramirez. And let's talk about the plot, but right off the bat, let me tell you, I actually was not expecting much. I didn't see the trailer, but I saw like the poster, and it kind of looked kind of cool. And I've been sometimes, I've been kind of like this position in my life that when I see a good cover art and stuff, and you totally the movie's totally gonna suck because I haven't really heard much of the movie, so my expectations were pretty low, but I was pleasantly surprised. Um, let's just go to the plot. Um, 2010 in Iraq, there's these soldiers, you know, fighting a tough battle against assailants, and then they find this man-made cave in the sand, and they decide to explore where they find very creepy things, but the camera kind of dies and it doesn't let you see what the evil that lies within, the cave walls. Then we jump into 2013 when the movie, shows us uh, Eric Bana, Eric Bana's character, and which is Sergeant Sarchi, and his partner, and they're like following up. They're kind of like a special unit, so they go only to like very either bizarre cases where force is required or violent cases, and then they happen to come across this ex-veteran that little by little we learn that that's one of the soldiers involved in Vietnam, and there's a big mystery. What looks like an initial um, domestic violence case turns out to be a case of very creepy, scary, demonic uh, possession type of thing, and there's some creepiness and a cult overtone on this, you know, thing, and then the imagery gets really creepy. Things, that's where we're gonna talk a little bit more of the film, but let me tell you what works. Definitely, best thing Eric Bana's acting. Eric Bana, I've been a fan since a long time ago. I love him at Troy, um, and opposite Brad Pitt, and great fighting battle, against him and Brad Pitt, and his personality is really great. I enjoyed him when he was the Incredible Hulk. It wasn't his fault that film tanked. It's just badly written, I think. Um, I just didn't care much of that particular film. I liked the Edward Norton Hulk. But anyways, that's not what we're going to talk about today. But the the other, really, really, cool. He plays really, really cool roles in wherever he stars, and this is no exception. He plays this, very rugged, very tough cop from New York, and he's got a past, a dark past, and kind of a mean streak, and he has a thing against people who do violence against women and children, especially. He kind of gets out of hand, and that's his thing. There's something in there that I'm not gonna reveal that will come to play to the story. His partner is like a comic relief, pretty funny guy. Sometimes it's kind of like, says a couple of stupid things that are not so great, but overall, I like the interaction. I like how dark the story gets. But definitely his acting, because he's not only dealing with this, this grisly, weird murders that are going on, and weird demonic activity, paranormal activity that's going on. But he's also dealing with his own life, where because he works so much in such violent crimes, he's kind of like drifting away from his wife and child, and he's possibly getting a divorce. So he has a human touch element, which Banner plays excellent. Second thing that I like is the creepy overtone. There's really true scares here, really nightmarish visuals. I love the ending. That's awesome. There's not gonna spoil, but there's an event in the end that I really enjoy. Um, I actually through like the makeup of the characters is actually pretty damn cool and creepy, which is a lost art lately because everything's so CG. But this is actually pretty good. The other, that's the other second thing that I like is just you know, the, the way the film was shot is pretty good, except for one thing which we will mention in a little bit later. But most of it is actually done pretty creepy. I think the other thing is Edgar Ramirez. That's a pretty good priest that helps. That at first, Bana kind of like, I don't believe in the supernatural, blah blah blah. But then, kind of like Edgar Ramirez just hangs out and says, "Okay, if you don't believe, but here's my card, because I know you're gonna believe in the moment when you keep getting close to the truth." And I like Edgar Ramirez because he plays a father, but it's not just your typical, dude that fights demons and all this stuff. He's more like, he's a recovering junkie, and he actually plays really cool, like he's not a squeaky clean guy. Just like Eric Bana, they kind of have a mean streak and a bad past, and I like that. I like that about this film. It's really human. It's really true good. Really creepy. Really scary. Is the film flawless? Of course not. It has tons of problems. However, the actual story plus the acting, saves it way better. It's one of the in fact, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it, and I know you will too. Like I said, the flaw that it has, which it bugged me the most actually, is because they do have a little bit of found footage thing that they didn't have to have. Why? It's a POV cameras from the soldiers, and they tried to do that from the cops too, and they tried to do that from a cell phone too. Please stop found footage. Please stop. It doesn't need to be there. That could have been shot with a regular camera. Those are the most annoying parts of the film. The other thing will be, it's really cliche. There's a lot of stereotypes that kind of play through the film. But you know what? Overall, great film. I give this film a B. I think you should really watch it. Definitely recommend you to watch it on DVD, or if you're still playing at the theater somewhere, watch it at the theater. Creepy, scary. What else you can, and good acting. Good ending. What else do you want from a film? Go watch this film. Recommend it. Take it easy. Tell me what you think in the comments. If you like it, tell me. If you didn't like it, tell me as well. Subscribe. Peace out.